What up? 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 What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all of this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Girl. Oh, Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Hey, people. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? The fact that I'm like, I have everyday craving popsicles, and it's like 2 degrees outside. Like, I don't understand that whole phenomena. Me craving ice cream whenever it's cold outside. Anybody else like that? Am I the only one who craves ice cream when it's cold outside? Anyway, we're here. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27, here to give you all of the news that you've missed while you were at work. All of the news and politics and headlines and stuff that you can use. We're here to do the Lord's work, okay? We are here to do the Lord's work. Okay? Shout out to you. Make sure you do all of the things, though. Hit the like button. Share the video out. If you're watching after in the replay, I think they say you can hype it up. Hype me up. Hype me up. I hype me up. I hype me up. Like the Joseph Fogger. The guy who does the little hype me up with the little boot. And then he get out there and be slanging meat and stuff. Hype me up. Hype me up. All of the things that you need to do. How y'all doing today? How y'all? Is everybody good today? Everybody good? Everybody had a good Thursday. It's almost the weekend. Listen, one of the greatest song lyrics ever written was "Everybody's working for the weekend." Shout out to the '80s. That song came out in the '80s. Everybody's working for the weekend. Yes, we're working for the weekend, honey. That's all we're working for. The weekend. That's it. That's all. Anyway, we have a packed, and I do mean a packed dossier today. I am actually looking forward to breaking down this story, y'all, with the Michigan head football coach, or should I say, former Michigan head football coach. Baby, when I tell you I got caught in a rabbit hole today with that story, I got to reserve some time. I might have to rush through a story or two so we can make sure we have time to break all of that down. It's a lot going on down to the Michigan head football coach or former Michigan head football coach. Hmm. I got caught in the rabbit hole with that. We're gonna have some fun with that today. Let me say hey to y'all and then we can get started. Hey Karen D. Jason, what's good, bruh? Say Vaughn, how are you? Hey Tawana. Tracy W. How are you, my love? Tanya McNeil. Hey boo. Grown woman, don't try me. How are you today, ma'am? Hey Cassandra. Tamra. C Golden. Ice cream is always welcome. Okay, good. Listen, it's a lot over there. It's a lot, Cassandra. Girl, I got caught up in the little rabbit hole. I kept clicking links and shit. I say, oh. Every time I thought I had the whole story, something else popped up. So we're gonna spend a little time on that one today, okay? We're gonna have a little fun with her today. Mm-hmm. That'll be after we get out of the sugar spike segment. I see some of y'all. I see some of y'all just coming in. Hey, L Sid. L Sid, we got to work out whatever technical difficulties you're having with the Twitch. So we'll have to work that out. We'll work it out. Coming to us, y'all, all the way here from we have Chef Don Don. Chef, was you live this morning? Maybe I missed it. I might have missed it. I woke up late. Actually, I woke up early and I was like, bitch, it's 5:15 and rolled back over. And then when I woke back up, it was like later than I normally wake up. So I probably missed it. Hey Chef. Hey Felicia Boo. You ain't seen nothing? All right, well, we'll catch you up. Hey Montrez, what's good, bro? Hey Dorothy Boo. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm all right now. I'm definitely doing better. Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, I probably missed Chef. Hey, Mama Bees. What's going on, sweetheart? Oh. Oh. All right. If y'all ready, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you're ready. Now listen. Are there any birthdays today that we need to be aware of? So we can get you out of the way now. Don't try to creep up on us like Xavier did yesterday. Oh, I hope that your nephew feels better too. Child, I know them late nights, honey. They are not fun. Mm. Late nights with a sick child, not fun at all. At all, honey. Anyway, Larry, we ready, Larry. We're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our sugar spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So, hey D, what's going on, boo? Hey, Antonia, what's going on? So we start off our sugar spike segment with this mess. These people are just lawless criminals at this point. I saw this and I said, yeah, people won't want me to lead with this story, but I think this is where we'll lead today. It is this is a problem. So the United States has issued a strong warning to the International Criminal Court, the ICC, stating that no investigations should be conducted against President Trump or other senior officials, or else new sanctions will be imposed on the International Criminal Court. The U.S. officials also added that if necessary, the court's foundational statutes may be amended to ensure exceptions for the U.S. president and other senior officials, limiting the court's authority in these matters. The warning comes in response to potential legal proceedings against President Trump, reflecting Washington's firm stance on the limits and jurisdiction of international judicial bodies. Basically, what they want is they want the president given a free pass and free reign to violate any international law. They want it to be retroactive and they want it to be proactive. Again, they want this to be retroactive and proactive. They're saying that they will sanction the ICC. Now, the ICC is the world's top court with 125 member states that tries the most serious crimes of international concern. Those would include genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes. Unlike the UN's International Court of Justice, which tries cases involving states, the ICC tries cases involving individuals. Now, the Trump administration is concerned that Donald John and senior officials like the vice president and the defense secretary could be tried for war crimes after 2029, when the president administration's term would end. So they're trying to get in front of this. I told you, they've even gone as far as to say that they will change the regulatory statutes within the ICC. Mhm. Like all of they want to change the foundational and regulatory statutes in the ICC, meaning change the rules and the laws just for your president, the VP, the DefSec, maybe Marco Rubio and some other senior officials. Uh-huh. That's what they have going on. Because they know what they're doing right now is criminal. For example, the fuck shit going on over there with Venezuela, illegal. They basically are murdering people. Here we are. Hey, Complex 613. What's going on, boo? How you doing today? I wanted to lead off with that to let y'all know these people are lawless. They intend to break the law, and they're trying to provide themselves cover for when they get out of power, so that people don't uh, 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 try them with crimes. Now I figure Donald John don't got but a hot second left. If he makes it to 2029 still alive, he only got a couple shakes before he's knocking at death's door. In other news, now we told y'all that this shit was gonna happen. We did. We absolutely did. We told these bastards that this shit was gonna happen, right? But they did it anyway. What am I talking about? I'm glad you asked. Remember when you had members of the Democratic Party that decided that, oh, we have to end the shutdown? They've agreed that they'll pass the ACA subsidies, and because that was our whole point in the fucking shutdown, right? And y'all took these people at their word when they said, yeah, we'll vote on those subsidies. Well, they didn't lie. They voted on it, but they voted it down. Let me read this to you. The Senate today rejected legislation to extend Affordable Care Act tax credits, essentially guaranteeing that millions of Americans will see a steep rise in costs at the beginning of the year. As Republicans and Democrats have failed to find compromise, senators voted on two partisan bills instead that they knew would fail. The Democratic bill to extend the subsidies and a Republican alternative that would have created new health savings accounts. It was an unceremonious end to a months-long effort by Democrats to prevent the COVID-19 era subsidies from expiring on January 1st, including a 43-day government shutdown that they forced over the issue. Ahead of the votes, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer of New York warned Republicans that if they did not vote to extend the tax credit, quote, there won't be another chance to act, end of quote, before premiums rise for many people who buy insurance off the ACA marketplaces. Republicans and Democrats never engaged in meaningful or high-level negotiations on a solution, even after a small group of centrist Democrats struck a deal with Republicans last month to end the shutdown in exchange for a vote. Most Democratic lawmakers opposed the move, as many Republicans made clear that they wanted the tax credits to expire. The deal raised hopes for a compromise on healthcare, but that quickly faded with the lack of any real bipartisan talks. Senator Lisa Murkowski, fuck bitch out of Alaska, she said the following, quote, we failed. We've got to do better. We can't just say happy holidays, brace for next year.
End of quote. Hey, stupid bitch. That's what you did. Hey, Abby. Hey, crazy almighty girl. Okay. Hey, spicy original. Like, what are we talking? Let me remind you. Let me remind you of those Democratic senators that voted to end the government shutdown for this fuck shit. New Hampshire Senator Jean Shaheen, New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan. Um, I'm going to include Senator Angus King of Maine, even though he's independent. He caucuses with the Democrats. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen. These are the ones. Yeah. And what did you get? You got nothing. You got it up the ass with no Vaseline. The Republic, as soon as they voted to end the shutdown, they basically told you right there, yeah, we're not going to vote. This is never going to happen. And you look like a fucking idiot. You look like fucking idiots right then and there. And now we're here again where you look like fucking idiots. And who's going to be on the short end of this stick? The American people. I hope it was worth it. In other sugar spiky news that you need to be aware of. Now, you all know I have been chronicling these measles outbreaks for some time now. We have been at this for over a year now with all of these measles outbreaks and everything that's going on with that, with health. And we know the Centers for Disease Control is under the leadership of a raging fucking lunatic in the form of Robert F. Kennedy. Well, here we are. We got two situations, two outbreaks going on at the same damn time. South Carolina health officials have reported an accelerating measles outbreak in the state in the wake of Thanksgiving travel and a lack of vaccinations, with hundreds of people in quarantine. The outbreak, which appears centered on a single church and several schools in Spartanburg County in the state's northwest, um, area, according to an epidemiologist for the state's Department of Public Health. There's a total of 111 known cases. Of that 111, 105 were unvaccinated, while 3 were partially vaccinated. State epidemiologist Linda Bell reported that to news outlets in South Carolina. A further 254 people have been placed on quarantine as of Tuesday, with 16 held in isolation. According to state epidemiologist Linda Bell, she said, quote, accelerating is an accurate term. This is a spike in cases we are concerned about. End of quote. She added that South Carolina has lower than hoped for vaccination coverage. In an earlier advisory, the state's health department reported 27 new cases of measles since Friday. 16 of the new cases resulted from exposure at the Way of Truth Church in Inman, South Carolina. 8 are household members of known cases, and 1 each attributed to school, healthcare facility, or unknown exposure. So we got shit going all over Northwest South Carolina. You know what's close to Northwest South Carolina? North Carolina. You know what other state is close to Northwest South Carolina? Georgia. You know what else is close to the Northwest South Carolina area? A whole bunch of military bases. Hey, Angela. Ciao. Ciao. I ain't mad at it. It's cold up there. You supposed to be laid up with somebody's son. Hey, Janae. Baby, this is a time to be worried. This is a time to be worried. That's not the only case. That's the first case. Here's the second one. Measles outbreaks have been growing also along the Utah-Arizona border. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In Arizona and Utah, an outbreak has ballooned since August. Mojave County, Arizona, has logged 172 cases, and the Southwest Utah Public Health Department has logged 82 cases. The border cities of Colorado City, Arizona, and Hilldale, Utah, are the heaviest hit. Overall, Utah has confirmed 115 measles cases this year. Arizona has confirmed 176. Now, some of you all are saying, "Oh, those are not big numbers. We have hundreds of millions of American citizens, and those are not big numbers." Yeah, that's how it all starts. It starts with, "Oh, those are not big numbers," until you have whole ass outbreaks. Listen, these are scientists who are credentialed in these areas. If an epidemiologist tells you this is an outbreak, what that means is they are very concerned about this growing exponentially. We told you there is a large number of the American populace that seems to believe that vaccines don't work. You have a whole ass Secretary of Health and Human Services who is out here telling people not to get vaccinated. Hey, Jay Parrish. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Hey, Demetria. Hey, Fran. So here's the problem. It can even be a problem for those who are vaccinated. You want to know why? Because when these viruses run rampant and they start to do their thing, guess what they start to do? They begin to mutate. And as viruses start to mutate, there comes the possibility that a mutation could come that the vaccines do not cover, that you're not inoculated against with the vaccine. And now we have a whole shit show because stupid ass fuckers are trying to get us the fuck killed. Right, Janae? They not gonna let us sit at home no more. Dude, no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. So they're okay with millions of people dying. Again, remember, millions of people died from COVID because you had people in this administration that would say, let them die. As long as we keep people at work, as long as the almighty dollar is coming in, let them die. Now, you might be saying, it's not going to get that bad. I got a news flash. South Carolina is very close to Georgia, which one has the largest airport in the world. A lot of people in and out of there. It also South Carolina is also close to Florida, the fourth largest state in the country. I'm just telling y'all how this go. No, I think Florida is number 3 now. It's either 3 or 4, one of them. Might be number 3 now. Hey, Universal Goddess. This can grow exponentially, y'all. Y'all know we had the outbreaks over in Texas earlier this year that we reported on. This shit is serious. Monitor your children, monitor your loved ones, and make sure that you're seeing your doctor regularly. You are on your vaccination schedule and all of that thing and all of those things. Do not let these people scare you into thinking vaccines don't work. In other sugar spiky news, now, how do you protect yourselves? You protect yourselves first by making sure you and your loved ones are vaccinated. That is important. Most black people, we got vaccinated when we were children, so that's good. But certainly how you can protect yourself is if you see something out of the norm with yourself or with your family and loved ones, go see a doctor immediately. Don't waste time. Don't Rather you go and they say, oh, it's nothing, then you don't go and it turns out to be something. Now, as of right now, we have these pockets, Tawana. So you're talking about if you're in and around that northwest corridor of South Carolina, or maybe you've traveled to that area, that may be of concern to you. If you are in the area of the Arizona Utah border, that may be of concern to you. You may also be of it may be also of concern to you if you're in the Texas area. I believe that was in Western Texas where that outbreak was going on. Western Texas, New Mexico area where that outbreak was going on. So protect yourself, protect your loved ones, and make sure if you feel right, get your titers checked. Let them check your numbers, make sure the titers are looking good and so forth, because um measles can be deadly, contrary to popular belief. Hey Ravine, hey Cymera. So please, ma'am, please, sir. But we got two states right now. Well, three states technically. We got South Carolina, we got Arizona, and we got Utah. Um, Atlanta should right now be okay. I haven't heard of any outbreaks, but my caution is it's close, and South Carolina is right there, just a couple hours away. And there are many people who live in the greater Atlanta area that are from South Carolina. Many of them may have gone home for the Thanksgiving holiday or maybe traveling home for Christmas and coming back. So you definitely need to be aware. Definitely need to be aware. Because now we have hundreds of people in South Carolina on quarantine. Hundreds of people in South Carolina on quarantine, as well as in Utah and Arizona. Hey, Butterfly. So, um, just stay vigilant. Everybody, stay vigilant. Now, in other sugar spiky news, Butterfly, this is in the southwest part of South Carolina. We're talking, there's not southwest. Did I say southwest or northwest? Wait, let me make sure. This is the northwest, not southwest, northwest part of South Carolina. Let me pull up the map of South Carolina. All right. Pull up a good old image. See what this gives me. Okay. This is an image of South Carolina, right? Hold on. Okay. Pull this up. That's an image of the map of South Carolina. Now, we're talking about the to make this bigger, we're talking about the Spartanburg area and the Greenville area. All of this area over here, okay? That may all you could probably even include. I'm sure you might be able to include even the Clemson area, but certainly the Spartanburg area is a concern, the um as well as the Greenville area. Those are areas of concern. As you can see, this is right here by the North Carolina border and right here close to the border of Georgia. Okay? Mhm. Mhm. So, um if you're near Charlotte, I don't know. Listen, I don't know that ain't that far from Charlotte. Listen, Spartanburg, Greenville ain't that far from Charlotte. So that would be a disaster if you start to have some of this stuff spread to Charlotte, because Charlotte is probably the largest major city to that area. If it gets over there, now we Houston, we have a whole nother problem. Hey, Mamiana. Um, so just stay vigilant. Keep your hand sanitizer. If you don't feel safe around people, wear masks. Wear masks. And I know they say, "Oh, don't wear." Listen, a lot of times for me, when I go out in public, baby, I have my mask. I don't trust. I'm in airports too much. I do not trust these people. Hell, if I roll up on a gas station and I see too many people down to the QT or Wawa or something like that, baby, let me put on this mask. I don't know you people. I don't know what the fuck y'all got. You people could be the fuck carriers. We ain't got this type of time. If an adult is not vaccinated, they absolutely can get measles. They absolutely can. And I see a lot of you all. I know Janae. I know Janae. She's up on this type of stuff. Janae, if you need to come up here, if you want to give about a good 2 minutes, talk to the people for 2 minutes about this, because I definitely want to make sure I provide information to the people so that they can feel empowered and they can know what they need to do. I know Janae is in North Carolina, and she is one of our medical experts here. So, Janae, if you want to come up and give some some tips and things for the people for about a good 2 minutes, that's the link for Janae. If you have time, the Celebration Bowl, is it this weekend? I know the National Battle of the Band of the Year competition is this weekend in Atlanta. That I know. FAMU is in it. Is again in the runnings for Band of the Year, ESPN Band of the Year, and I know that's this weekend in Atlanta as well. That's you, Janae. All right, you ready? Okay. This is Janae, y'all, one of our medical experts. I wanted her to come up and talk to us if she could. Hey,
Okay,
Janae.
so hi everybody. So
You got a little bit of an
most
echo, but no, you're better now. Okay, go ahead.
most of us grown folks got vaccinated before the age of, I'm gonna say, 10, being very, very conservative here. Definitely before you enrolled into school in kindergarten. Uh, it's these 2000 babies you gotta worry about. So maybe if you didn't the kids, if you have kids like I do, the ones that they be around, those are the ones I'd be concerned about because now they've made it optional. So measles is a respiratory disease, a lot like COVID. It does not act like COVID. It's in fact it's much more contagious because of the mode of action. Uh, it, its pathophysiology is much more robust, meaning you're gonna see the symptoms much faster, and the likelihood of death if not treated is quite robust. And there has been deaths here in this area due to that. Now, are they reporting that in the news? No, but I just had a meeting about it this morning, so that's why when I came in, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Any advice? Because I know some people were asking what they could do to maybe protect themselves and their kids. Anything that you may want to, some advice you want to give to people?
I would definitely, if you have any concerns, especially for those of you that are older, I would say, and maybe 65 and up, get your titers checked because sometimes one vaccine isn't enough. There is a booster that's not highly publicized. So if you're like paranoid about it, you could see your health professional and see about getting the booster, which is just a second shot. That doesn't hurt at all. That increases what's called your adaptive immune response. You have extra amounts of antibodies in the blood that can counteract any exposure to measles, mumps, rubella. But the
All
one
right.
vaccine,
So if you're older, if you may be having something, you may have an illness or disease that compromises your immune system, or different things that you may want to maybe ask about that as well. Certainly, if you have kids, you want to make sure that they're up to date on their vaccinations as well.
yeah, so that would be my major concern. So those that the elderly and the very, very young, especially those who are around people that elected not to get the vaccine for whatever reason. Because you don't know. You can't look at somebody and tell, oh, you got the MMR. Because it manifests a lot like a cold.
I apologize, y'all. I was over here talking about the map. Y'all couldn't even see the map. Nobody even told me y'all couldn't see the map. I'm over here describing the map and stuff. Y'all couldn't even see the damn map. I'm over here talking about, yeah, Spartanburg right here, Greenville right here. And y'all couldn't even see the damn map.
Now,
But to give you, I'm putting the map up. This is Greenville right here. Spartanburg right here. That's the area where they say this outbreak is happening. As you can see, that's very close to Charlotte.
it's just an hour away. So, and think about it like this: people in that area, what airport they going to? Charlotte Douglas.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you got to remember, a lot of people, I know, right, C Golden, a lot of people traveled for Thanksgiving. And you may not necessarily have symptoms right away, or you may not know who has symptoms. So just stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying? If you know your body better than the rest of us, if something feels funny, go see your doctor and get the medical attention you need.
Yeah,
Thank you,
but for the
Janae.
most part, yeah, no problem. But for the most part, in the '80s babies, early '90s babies, you could be fine. It's the kids that your kids be hanging around, the ones that's not fine. That's the best way to put it.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Janae, for that. And like I told you, I'll stay vigilant. We'll get through all of this, but we don't want you to not be informed because they'll like for us to be in the dark about this. And if you listen to the lunatic who they got over there at the HHS, all of us would be fucking killed messing around with him. So yeah, wanted to update you on that. And now we're back to where we were. Um, I mean, I was over here getting it in. Y'all couldn't even see the damn map. Lord, couldn't even see the goddamn map. A mess. Just a damn mess. Anyway, we go over here to Minnesota. Now, I told you all, and people gave me flack. I don't know why these people be in my inbox, God. I swear it's people who be in the bushes. They will come out. They won't come out of the bushes on the actual show. But then when it's over, these bastards in my inbox asking me questions or coming at me. So, um, remember the other day, last week or so? Yes, thank you again, Janae. Um, when I told you all that when they say they're attacking Somalians, they don't know the difference between a Somalian and a regular black person. I promise you, I got a cousin that look exactly like this young man right here. Same curly hair. And he ain't no way, shape, form, or fashion Somali. Same skin tone, look almost identical to my cousin. I almost said his name. They got the same curly. My cousin love his little curly little afro thing. He always be like, "Yeah, I got that good hair." He got all his girlfriends. Yeah, girl, you see, I got that good hair. That's how I done seen him work the girls, and they love him too. Oh bastard, I can't stand him. Anyway, again, what people don't realize is black people. We all black. It don't matter. They're not looking at you saying, "Oh, let me differentiate. Is this a Somali black? Is this a Haitian black? Is this a black American? Is this a Jamaican black?" They're not looking at differentiating. All they see is, "Oh, fucking melanin. Oh, for all I know, they African. Throw them all in ICE detention." And that's what we got going on. That's why I said on this platform, I said at the time, I said, I'm concerned for my boy, Cams. Somebody said, well, Cams don't need to be concerned. He ain't Somali. He's black. They don't know the difference between. And frankly, many of you all don't know. Hell, I wonder if that man walked down the street next to me, I wouldn't be like, oh, he must be Somali. I'd be like, hey, what's going on? I'm thinking here regular. I mean, this is the problem. And even if there was a way for you to apparently differentiate between whether somebody's black or Somali or black Haitian or black, what, it doesn't matter. If they're doing it to one, all of us are in jeopardy. All our asses are in danger. Okay? All of us. So this year, I got a couple videos. We know that ICE is over in Minnesota trying to snatch up Somalians. The problem is, of all immigrant communities, the Somalians have the highest percentage of American citizens, meaning they have more than 80% of immigrants that come over here from Somalia are American citizens. So when you're just indiscriminately snatching people up, saying, oh, they're Somalian, 8 times out of 10, they're American citizens. What the fuck are you doing? But here we are. Here we are. Here's the first video.
ICE agents in Minnesota were caught on video putting a U.S. citizen in a headlock and detaining him even though he repeatedly tried to show them his ID. They drove him 7 miles away before releasing him into a snowstorm, telling him to walk home during a freezing weather advisory. He's lived in this city since he was a year old, and take a look at the way he was treated. The arrest occurred as federal agents walked into nearby businesses in the Somali-heavy neighborhood and started questioning anybody who looked Somalian. This guy said he was in the car with officers for about 20 minutes, asking them repeatedly if he could show them his ID. They refused. Officers took him to a federal building which houses immigration court and U.S. ICE offices. They took his fingerprints, and then, finally, one of the officers allowed him to show them his ID, proving he is a U.S. citizen. Then he was allowed to leave. When he asked if the officers could take him home, they refused. They told him to walk home, so his parents had to pick him up. He said, I deserve to be here like anyone else. I'm a U.S. citizen. I can't even step outside without being tackled. No question, because I'm Somali. This was not a coincidence or a misunderstanding. This is part of a very obvious pattern. These agents are targeting anybody who they think doesn't look American and treating them as if they're guilty until proven innocent. And on top of that, they're not even allowing them to prove their innocence.
He then was allowed to speak on the situation in a news conference. Here's the video.
And I never expected to be standing in front of all these cameras and microphones. But what happened to me cannot stay quiet. What happened to me was unjust, uncalled for. I was simply on my lunch break. I literally went downstairs from my building. I wasn't even outside for mere seconds before I seen a masked person running at me full speed. He tackled me, pushed me inside the restaurant, like as you can see in the video. I told him I'm a U.S. citizen. What is going on? He didn't seem to care. He dragged me outside through the snow while I was handcuffed, restrained, helpless, and he pushed me to the ground and he put me in a chokehold. That was very uncalled for. I thought that really hurt. And after that, they put me inside the vehicle. And they asked me, we have to verify if you're a U.S. citizen because I believe you're an illegal citizen because you ran from me. But as you can see in the videos that will be released, I'm simply just standing still. I asked them, okay, they said, let me take a picture of you to scan your face to see if you're a U.S. citizen. I declined because how will a picture prove I'm a U.S. citizen? I told him I have my passport. It's in my phone. Can I open it and show you? He declined. I told him, can I give you my name and my date of birth? He declined because they turned off my phone. They turned off my location. They don't, like, you don't know where you're at. So I asked them, can you take me back to where you picked me up from? They said, no, you have to walk in the snow. Like, they were being serious. I asked 3 times. They said, no, you're walking. But eventually my parents came and picked me up. And yeah, all I did was step outside as a Somali American, and I just got chased by a masked person. The agent then, at one point, he didn't identify himself. He didn't say ICE, stop. Like, I felt like I was getting assaulted. I was getting kidnapped, and that's exactly what it was. And the way they were treating me, it was inhumane. They dragged me across the road. They slammed me to the ground, choked me. That was uncalled for. There's also more videos of someone came out. They had a copy of my passport. And I told the agent, he has my passport copy. And he said, we don't care, we're still taking you in. And they kept me for 2 hours. And if this is what's happening to a U.S. American citizen on camera, imagine what could happen to your loved ones when there's no one around to witness what they're doing.
I apologize that this happened to you in my city with people wearing vests that say police. That's embarrassing. But what really gets me is that this is just one.
Mr. Parker boy, what does an American sound like? That's a real question. What does an American sound like? You do realize there's no official language here in the United States. The man could be speaking Swahili and be an American citizen. You do realize that, right? What does an American sound like? I'm really trying to figure that out. We don't have an official language. Like, what does that mean? He doesn't sound American. How do you sound American? Because I know people born and raised in American with dialects that I can't even understand. You go to certain parts of Appalachia and you'll think they're speaking a whole nother language. I know some black people in the foothills, some of these southern states. If they speak, you probably will not understand them, and they're full blown quote unquote American. What the fuck does that mean? That's not even a thing. And that right there, the fact that we have people saying, oh, you don't sound American, that is what they this administration and their fuck shit, that's what they harp on. Because I got a news flash for you. I got a real news flash for you. America is made from immigrants. Because if we want to sound American, technically we would be speaking the native tongue of the Native Americans. We would be speaking the native tongue of the indigenous and Native American people who were here hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years before Christopher Columbus was even born. Like, what are you talking about? You don't got to feel no ways tired. But I got a news flash for you, sir. They won't give a damn if you sound. He didn't even get the chance to say anything. They simply looked at him and said, "Oh, melanin, not American. Let me snatch you up." So your whole argument is baseless. They'll snatch your ass up. We don't even know what you sound like, Mr. Parker boy. You might not sound American, or I don't know. We don't know what you sound like. And a newsflash, sir, they don't give a damn what you sound like. All they give a damn is, do you appear to be purebred, Caucasus Mountain descendant white? That's all they give a fuck about. I'm just saying. Because they're not going to feel no ways tired about snatching you up and slamming you to the ground or taking you out. I don't care if they claim to be black, white, blue, or purple. It does not matter. That's the whole point that I'm making. It doesn't matter what they claim to be. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Like there's a whole lot of black people that don't claim to be black. And where did you get that they don't like us? Yeah, you're trolling at this point, and I love it for you. I love it. A lot of people. What about the white people that's been looking down on black people since we got here? No smoke for them, right? No smoke for the white people that are doing all of this. All of the smoke for Somalis, right? None for the white people who haven't seen it for us for centuries now. Have been murdering us, killing us, all of this, right? And hall monitors whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, hall monitors. Whenever you're ready, hall monitors. I'm just saying. Here we are. That ain't low key. Thank you, Jason. That ain't low key. That is not low key, J. Thomas. Child. Jason already took care of it. Child. We got that type of time. Jason said, I'm tired. Jason said he don't feel no way he's tired. How about that? The hall monitors say they don't feel no ways tired. You don't feel no ways tired. All right. And I guarantee y'all, that is really not an anomaly. That's probably the person who was in my inbox. That is the sentiment of a lot of black people. And what they don't understand is, regardless, if we don't understand that we got to be in it for everybody, or it's going to be to our detriment, then it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for us. You thinking that they're going to isolate the Somalis, or isolate just the Latinx Hispanic people, or just isolate a certain group and leave us black people out of it? You're reaching. You're dreaming. You're reaching. You're dreaming. Well, Parker came up in here kind of spicy. We had to, Jason said he had to had enough. I think we all had to had enough. I don't question the hall monitors. It is what it is. He ran up and got done up. He got gathered. It happens. And I don't feel no ways tired about it. That's what he said. He don't feel no ways tired. I don't either. You got to go rewind, Harold. Anyway, but like I was saying, this is a problem, y'all. This is a problem. And this is going to be a problem for us. This is going to be a problem for us. This is going to be a problem for us. They're looking for anybody with melanin. Anybody with melanin. In more news, that was our comedy for today, y'all. Listen, Jason said, I don't feel no way side. Snatch. Shout out to Jason. Jason is an old school hall monitor. Jason been a hall monitor about 5 years as well. He been around these parts a long time. They showed this Spicy Original over there in Chicago. We reported on that. We sure did. So yeah. Child, loud and wrong. Just loud and wrong. Loud and damn wrong. So let me read this to you. You know, the title for this live said Dems are still weak and dumb. I think that's what it says, right? Yeah, Dems still being weak and dumb, basically. So let me tell you. Child, no, his name wasn't Mr. Parker. It was Parker Boy. You talk about this uh, Harold, you talking about this young man right here. You talking about this young man right here, Harold? Him. That's your boy right there. Parker Boy, that's your boy. Child. Anyway, so you talk about that person right there, Harold. That's who you talking about, Harold. Him. Anyway, that's Al Green, not to be confused with the singer that got greased, hot grits, not grease, but hot grits thrown on him. Republican, not Republican, representative, Democratic representative out of the great state of Texas in the Houston area. The House today voted to table a resolution to impeach President Trump after Representative Al Green, Democrat of Texas, forced a vote on the matter, scuttling the snap impeachment push with the help of Democratic leaders voting present rather than aiding Representative Green with the effort. A Republican motion to table, the matter easily succeeded 237 to 140 with the help of 47 Democrats voting present and 23 voting in favor of tabling the motion. Let me say that again. Here's what happened. Al Green forced a vote on the floor. Forced it. He been in Congress a while. He knows all the rules. He had put this, if y'all remember, I talked about this a couple months ago, where Al Green put in a filed a motion to impeach President Donald John. And what happened is he forced a vote. Republicans put a motion on the floor to table the motion, and by them tabling the motion, they and the Republicans could have did this without the help of the Democrats at all. Democrats could have all voted for the motion not to be tabled, but you had 47 members of the Democratic Party, including all of the Democratic leadership, that voted present because they didn't want to vote against the motion to table his Representative Al Green's motion to impeach. Weak, punk, puss ass, feckless ass Dems. So that's what I mean by the Dems are weak, still weak and dumb. They didn't need a single vote from the Democrats to pass the motion to table Al Green's impeachment filing. However, you still had 23 Democrats that voted with the Republicans, and then we had 47 that voted present. I don't have it. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look it up. I'll see if I can find it, Samira, and then we may go through reading it. But I'll have to look it up. But Harold, going back, Harold, we don't tolerate over here. I don't care. I don't care who you're a supporter of. I don't. This is for anybody. We do not. We do not tolerate any amount of discrimination, any amount of xenophobia. We do not tolerate or engage in any of that type of fuck shit over here at all. We're not. I'm just that. I'm not going to tolerate that. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. When when you try to give cover for people's lives and bodies being put on the line, when you try to provide cover for these people who are attacking real people, when you try to explain away or make it okay for them to do this by saying somebody doesn't sound American, there's no such animal as someone sounding American. That's you trying to give cover for this. I don't give a damn if they're not American. I don't give a damn if they are an immigrant or not. We have laws and there's a process. And what we're never going to allow over here, and I don't give a shit who you're a supporter of, we're not going to allow you to be bigoted, discriminatory, xenophobic, and any of that nonsense. No, not going to. Not in this lifetime. Yeah. That's why I say you might want to go red ball back. Harold, because it was out of pocket. Like everybody in the chat will tell you, it was pretty out of pocket. And Jason said, "Yeah, we're not going to keep going back and forth." I was here for it. Mm-hmm. Was. Mm-hmm. Right. The man is absolutely American, but he don't sound American. And so I guess because he doesn't sound American, then he's not American because he doesn't have a certain sound, even though he's a whole ass American citizen. And I guess by you not being American, that's makes it okay for you to do that kind of stuff to people. I'm just trying to make sure I understand here. It was a mess. It was a mess. Moving on. Because it is what it is. And we're not going to apologize for it. Not at all. If anything, we're owed the apology. Now, we reported that they were talking about doing this, and now we're here, and it has come to fruition. The Trump administration opened applications for a gold card, an expedited route to U.S. residency. According to the program's website, applicants must pay a non-refundable $15,000 processing fee, and if approved, an additional $1 million, while companies sponsoring employees pay $2 million per worker. The site depicts a gold credit card style credential bearing the president's portrait and signature. Immigration attorneys and policy analysts say the program's legal footing is uncertain. Experts argue that a president cannot unilaterally create a new visa category without congressional approval, and that such a move would likely face court challenges. The Cato Institute, a libertarian think tank that has long supported price-based visas in principles, wrote that this version is likely illegal. A commentary on Cato's website pointed to the Immigration and Nationality Act's specific green card categories and noted that ending or replacing existing categories by executive action would also be unlawful. Now, in addition to the gold card, it gets better. They have another type of card that's coming. So when this was originally announced back in February, your president put a higher price tag on residency, right? Back in February, your president said, quote, "You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about 5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges, plus it's going to be a route to citizenship." End of quote. However, now it's just $1 million, right? He hasn't gotten rid of the $5 million option. So the gold card is the $1 million option. Here's the $5 million option. You can get on a wait list for a $5 million platinum plan card. This tier would allow foreign nationals to reside in the United States for up to 9 months a year without being subject to U.S. taxes on income earned abroad. Nobody sees any problems with that, right? Nothing to see here. No problems with that, right? No problems with that, right? Now you think he's Willy Wonka. Just a mess. Just a fucking mess. Speaking of more fucking mess, that's that bitch Nancy Mace who we can't stand. Now, after Washington, D.C. officials announced that the Black Lives Matter mural would be no longer placed in Washington, D.C., South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace has suggested a new name for Black Lives Matter Plaza. In a bill introduced on the House floor, Representative Nancy Mace of the great state of South Carolina suggested that the corridor between 16th Street Northwest and H and K Streets be named after who? Oh yes, you guessed it. Charlie Kirk, the controversial right-wing conservative pundit who was shot and killed at an event in Utah earlier this year. If Republicans and members of Congress pass this bill, the plaza would be named, quote, Charlie Kirk Freedom of Speech Plaza, end of quote. In a statement on X, Nancy Mace, who's planning on running for South Carolina governor, she said, quote, "Today marks 3 months since Charlie Kirk was assassinated in cold blood. He was a peaceful leader who stood for free speech, open conversation, faith, and family values." End of quote. Oh, she wasn't done. She also added, quote, "The BLM movement is a terrorist organization who targeted our law enforcement, rioted in our streets, looted and burned cities to the ground. One deserves to have memorials and recognitions. You decide which." End of quote. These people are escaped from reality. I promise you. These people are escaped from reality. I have no reason to believe that this bill won't pass. Why should I believe that this bill won't pass? Why? Why should I believe this bill won't pass? Why? Here we are. This is America. In other news, so we knew this was coming. Listen, Jasmine. These people are going to have an all-out attack on Jasmine from here on out. Senator Rafael Cruz, Republican out of the great state of Texas, said that Jasmine Crockett was, quote, the face of the Democratic Party, end of quote, after she launched a bid for Senate earlier this week. He went and on Fox's Hannity and said, quote, I don't know Jasmine Crockett. I've never met her, but I think she is the face of the Democratic Party, and I welcome her to this race. You know, it says something about where today's Democrats are. That the fellow I did run against, that the fellow I did run against, Colin Allred, had to drop out of the Democratic primary the instant Jasmine Crockett jumped in, because in their party they want crazy and they want more and more crazy. End of quote. This is happening, Jasmine. They were already attacking you before you. They've been attacking you for the last year and a half. I'm just being honest. And there's going to be more of the same. Now, there seems to be a bit of infighting on our side about Jasmine. What did I say to you all this past Monday? I know that's right, Reese's Pieces. Do that shit in South Carolina, not in DC. I know that's right. Here's my thing. I said this on Monday when we first announced that Jasmine was running. This is what I said to you on Monday. What did I say Jasmine should immediately do? Because there's infighting on the left about Jasmine. I said that Jasmine, you need to get in front of any microphone, go do an interview with somebody, go on the biggest platform you can, and come out and dispel anything about Israel, Gaza. Be very clear. So you're on the record. I said that Monday. I said, first thing you do, you get in front of the largest microphone you can and put your complete stance on Israel, Gaza, and all of that. Put a 27 in the chat if you were here when I said that Monday when she first announced, because many of you all were here. And now on the left, we have people that are divided. Is she a Zionist? Is she not? And that's why I wanted her to come right out, end all of the infighting. End it all. She could have ended this really quickly, came right out and said, let me be clear on where I stand on all of this issue. Put an end to it. Put an end to it. End the infighting on the left. Because here's the deal. For my people on the left, my political commentators and pundits and people, even like myself, who follow politics, who report on politics, and we put shit out there. This is primary season. Primary season is a battle royale. There should be a competitive race. Now, for those people who are political influencers and stuff like that, you cannot believe in your brain that the average American is going to go and do all of the research and go look up all of the contextual placements and look at, they're not going to go and do the research. They're going to believe the little 30-second, 15-second TikTok reel. They're not going to go do research. The people just don't have that type of time. They have other things they're going to do. They're not all into politics like we are. So you cannot expect them to do that. They're not going to even sometimes watch all of our videos and listen to all we have to say about it. So that's why I said from the beginning, whatever, because we knew from the beginning, you should have learned from Kamala. The Gaza-Israel situation is polarizing on the left. That can kill a campaign on the left before it starts. So that is why the first thing I said that she should do, go to the largest microphone you can and put it out there. Hey, for those people thinking, I am not a Zionist. I do not support Benjamin Netanyahu by any stretch of the imagination. I do support the people of Israel, many of which are constantly protesting the Netanyahu government and want to be from under his reign of tyranny. Let me also be unequivocal about my support for Gaza and the Gazans and the genocide that is happening in Gaza and in the West Bank at the hands of an authoritarian in the form of Benjamin Netanyahu. Or even if that's not your stance, put it out there. Let it be what it's going to be and go from there. But you're just letting the narrative be played out for you. And guess what? Not only is are your opponents on the left going to pounce on it, please be clear, the right is absolutely loving and relishing in this. Because the right is going to push the white boy. Now, I'm not telling the left who to vote for. If you're on the left, you look at both candidates, both Jasmine and James Tallarico, and decide who best aligns with your with how you believe things should go, who best fits into where you want your senator to go in the great state of Texas. That's up to you. You decide between the two. But I'm telling you who the right wants. They want the white boy. And a lot of people on the left want the white boy as well. Right. I want to listen. I want to see a primary. I believe that was one of the problems we had with Kamala. We want to see a primary. We want all of the issues out there. Naturally, we know there's going to be no candidate that agrees with 100% of everything that we agree with. However, you want to get a candidate that most aligns with your ideations, leanings, thoughts, philosophies, politics, and so forth. We did a whole we did a couple months ago, about a month and a half ago, we did a whole candidate profile of James Tallarico when he first started, when he made that $6 million in the first couple days of his campaign, and he became the front runner about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I think this was in October. We did a whole candidate profile on James Tallarico over here that was when Colin Allred was still in the race. Yeah, we did. We try to spotlight over here, Jay Thomas, some of these lesser known candidates, and we did do a whole candidate profile on James Tallarico. We did. We love you down, Jasmine, and we're rooting for a great primary season. All right, let's go over to, let's stay in the great state of Texas. Those of you in the Rainbow Coalition compound, we need to pay attention here. Pay attention, Rainbow Coalition compound. Now, after months of delays and debate on the city of Arlington's anti-discrimination ordinance, this past Tuesday, council members voted 5-4 not to reinstate the ordinance. The ordinance included protections for the LGBTQ plus community. The ordinance was originally adopted in 2021, but was temporarily suspended in September after city staff raised concerns that the ordinance would impact the city's ability to receive federal funding. We spoke about this when they first started talking about this. We spoke about this back in September when they said that there would eventually be a vote. Now we're here. They voted this past Tuesday, and by a vote of 5-4, the Arlington City Council voted to remove or keep suspended the anti-discrimination ordinance. They voted that anti-discrimination ordinance would remain suspended. Now, most of what you're going to hear talks about this impacting the LGBTQ plus community, because it absolutely does. A lot of the teeth that were put in this was in response to discrimination being put on members of the LGBTQ plus community. But please understand, a violation of your president's DEI executive orders would also include anything that protects Black people. It would also include anything that protects Hispanic or Latinx people. It's just the LGBTQ plus community is oftentimes low hanging fruit for some of these bigots. The LGBTQ plus community becomes low hanging fruit for the bigots in states like Texas and things. But let me remind you, let me give you a history lesson, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you recall, back in the year of our Lord 2020, when really B and I were was in our first year of Teacher Project 2.0, I began to chronicle, and this is way back then, way back before the book ban started. We started chronicling how in the state of Texas they started to remove protections for LGBTQ plus community in schools, and then just writ large in the community. And I said then, this is going to spill over to all other marginalized groups. About a year later, you started to see not only banning of, because they started by banning LGBTQ plus materials and literature and resources. Then it turned to Black books and reading materials and resources, and then it was the Latinx groups, and then it was books and resources on women. It starts with the LGBTQ plus community because that's low hanging fruit. Members of all of the marginalized groups oftentimes have hatred toward the LGBTQ plus community. All of the other marginalized groups, there is huge factions of those groups that despise and have hatred and bigotry toward the LGBTQ plus community. And so they will join with white people descended from the Caucasus Mountains in their hatred and discrimination against the LGBTQ plus community, negating the fact that once they start with the LGBTQ plus community, you're next. But here we are. Arlington, and why am I concerned about Arlington? Arlington is a huge suburb of Dallas, Texas. That's in the Dallas Metroplex. That's a huge suburb. You got Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Irving, all of those places in the Dallas Metroplex. I believe the Cowboys Stadium is Jerry Jones Cowboys Stadium is in Arlington, if I'm not mistaken. This is a huge area. This has a huge impact because there's a huge LGBTQ plus community there. And what they've said is that it's open season for discrimination. Now, yeah, you could be fired because you're gay or you're trans or you're lesbian. Now, yeah, we're not going to rent our apartment to you people if you are a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Now we're going to keep you out of certain things. This is happening. Hey, Catherine Powell. Fran say that's her city. The stadium, Texas Live, Six Flags, all of that is in Arlington. This is a blue area, people. This is a blue area who is bending the knee to Donald John for fear that they could lose funds or funding from the federal government because of these draconian, bigoted, and discriminatory executive orders from your president. Here we are. Here we are. In our last, no, this is not the last Sugar Spiky story. Damn, we're way over already. The state of Florida, specifically the attorney general for the state of Florida, that be James Utmeyer, he filed a lawsuit against Starbucks claiming the company's hiring initiatives constitute racial discrimination. In a video, the state attorney general said, quote, Starbucks made DEI more than a slogan. They turned it into a mandatory hiring and promotion system based on race, end of quote. The complaint states that in 2024, multiple Florida residents who worked for or tried to apply for jobs at Starbucks contacted his office to report feeling excluded due to the company's employment practices. One person who claimed to have worked at the coffee giant for 17 years told the attorney general that the company paid higher wages to people of certain races more than others who had the same experience and skills. according to the lawsuit. I don't believe none of that. Utmeyer argued that these practices began in 2020 when the company announced an initiative to hire people of color in 40% of retail positions and 30% of corporate jobs by 2025. And what happened in 2020? The summer of 2020? Uh-huh. We all know what happened, right? And we all saw those corporate giants and conglomerates then say that they would take on initiatives to have more Black people be included in hiring process, be included in upper middle management. Well, the white people have said, yeah, we don't want no Black people nowhere. And the attorney general for the state of Florida is saying, yeah, we don't want shit that's going to promote any marginalized group at all. We don't want nothing. We want white, white, and all white. We want no assurances that you will have a free and fair hiring practice or promotion policy at that company. We want it all white if we can get it. Now he's asking for affirmative relief and damages, as well as civil penalties of $10,000 for each instance of racial discrimination against a Florida resident. He said that he estimates tens of millions of Sunshine State residents have been impacted, with over 900 Starbucks stores located throughout the state. If I'm you, Starbucks, just move all your locations out of Florida. See how well that goes for the attorney general. Because I venture to tell you, if you remove all your Starbucks out of Florida, citizens of Florida would have a problem with that. Here we are. In more Florida news, because they don't want to be left out. Lord. In more Florida news, and this is our last sugar spiky story. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I may have to do it tomorrow, but Florida is suing a leading medical group for supporting gender affirming care. The state of Florida is suing several leading medical groups for following the scientific consensus that gender affirming care is safe and life-saving for transgender youth. Again, Republican Attorney General James Utmeyer filed a lawsuit against the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, the Endocrine Society, and the American Academy of Pediatrics, accusing the groups of supposedly violating the RICO Act by pushing, quote, discredited clinical guidelines as evidence-based standards of care to sell memberships, end of quote. This is a whole mess. And I may have to get into this tomorrow, but he's basically suing these organizations because they put out the science saying that gender affirming care is safe and life-saving. And he's suing medical organizations for putting out science that supports that. That's what the fuck we have going on. I got to spend more time on that one tomorrow. Let's get to our video breakdowns because I need time for the Michigan football coach. Let's get to our video breakdowns, y'all. We got a couple of them today. Here's the first one. that a thing? Like, do the daddies be breaking down? I didn't know that was a whole thing. I didn't know that. I was like, oh, baby, they was over there breaking down. I saw like 5 videos of it. Baby, one man was over there boo hoo. He was crying harder than the child. I said, oh, I got caught in the daddy sector. Not that kind of daddies, actual fathers. Lord, even though some of them you want to be your daddy. Anyway, I didn't know that was the whole thing, y'all. I got my ears pierced as an adult. I was in college at the time. But where do people go to get their ears pierced now? Like, do you go to, because isn't all of the Claire's closed? I got mine done at Claire's. Didn't they close all of the Claire's? Where do you go to get your ears pierced now? I don't know. I had to go to Claire's. The daddy section, yes. Like, where do you go now to get your ears pierced now that Claire's is closed? Here's the next video.
Tell me something that is not in the Bible, but people think it is.
White folks. But some of y'all not ready to have that conversation, are you?
And then there's that. They sure ain't in the Bible. Oh, you go to the tattoo parlor to get your ears pierced now? Oh. Lord. Again.
Tell me something that is not in the Bible, but people think it is.
White folks. But some of y'all not ready to have that conversation, are you?
That too, Jason. They sure think America's in there, and it's not. Oh, you can go anywhere that sells jewelry, they'll do it. Okay, I could just go to the jewelry counter and say, hey, listen, come, pierce my ears. I didn't know they did it anywhere. All right. Here's the next video.
Tonight for dinner, my husband is craving wings. So I started by seasoning my wings. And then I let them marinate for about 45 minutes. And I popped them in the oven till they were nice and crispy. Then I made my sauce by melting some butter. And I added garlic.
Wait. I need to stop. Wait, ma'am. Wait. Back that up, ma'am, because I need to see you pour this salt again. Oh, wait, let me take the bet. I need to make sure I saw what I thought I saw. Ma'am, I damn near went in a cardiac arrest myself. Just watching it. God.
Tonight for dinner, my husband is craving wings. So I started by seasoning my wings. And then I let them marinate for about 45 minutes. And I popped them in the oven till they were nice and crispy. Then I made my sauce by melting some butter. And I added garlic. And I let that cook. And I added some hot honey. And
baby, you can add anything
mixed that together till it was nice and thick. And I added some parsley. And then, of course, I poured this over my wings, and I mixed that into the wings, and I added cotija cheese. And then I mixed that in, and then, of course, I plated the wings for my husband. He loved these wings so much. He did complain they were a little salty, but I told him that it was probably just his salty attitude.
I damn near went into cardiac arrest watching that, ma'am. I almost went into cardiac. I cannot. I cannot. Next video. Now, I took the sound off because it's in another language. Y'all see that, ladies? This for my ladies out there. Over in China, they got a machine that can straight iron your hair. I'm going to show it again. Hold on. I said, wow. That's AI. That's not real. Is that AI? They're saying it's real. They say it's a machine over down to the China. I think it's real. Y'all just don't want to believe it. Y'all are flat earthers. Y'all are flat earthers. Okay, here's the last video.
Hey y'all, it's Nurse Rachel, and guess what? Here's some things you don't put in your urethra. That's your pee-pee hole if you didn't take anatomy, okay? Number 1, toothpicks, Q-tips, don't do it. Number 2, do you guys remember perler beads from the 90s, ladies? Do you remember these little bad boys? You put all these little perler beads on a thing, you iron them, maybe make it a magnet. I made this in 1994. I did not think you could still get these perler beads until I pulled 19 out of a penile shaft, okay? One at a time. He loaded them in like it was a damn Pez dispenser. No reason. And then today, this one takes the cake, okay? Guy comes in, he's like, ma'am, I need to see a doctor. And I said, what about? And he goes, well, I think something's wrong with my pee-pee. Because he stuck an incense stick this side first, had the patience for this to burn all the way down, all because why, people? He wanted his pee to smell better. Okay. I'm gonna swaddle myself in a straitjacket tonight because y'all making me crazy.
I'm sorry, I'm muted. What are y'all doing out there shoving shit up y'all pee holes and stuff? I really want to give this story the time, but we way over. Okay, we way over. So for those people who have the time, let's go down this road. Okay, so that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the former head football coach of the University of Michigan Wolverines. That's up there down to the Angela Richey area. Okay, his name is Sharon Moore. I believe he was the first ever black football coach in in the history of the Michigan football team. Now, just this past Tuesday, or was it yesterday? I believe it was Tuesday. The University of Michigan announced that they would be firing him. It came out of nowhere, right? Just came out of nowhere, like, wait, what the fuck? They announced that he was fired. They said they did an investigation. They said that he was having a inappropriate relationship with one of his staffers. He's a married man, by the way. Again, he's a married man. Anyway, so the shit started to unravel. Next thing we know, yesterday, old boy is arrested. Right after he got fired, old boy got arrested. And people were like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Well, according to TMZ, there was a 911 dispatch audio that they obtained with a woman claiming that Mr. Moore attacked her at her home yesterday after stalking her for months. The audio states a call was made from a Michigan football employee's address in Ann Arbor, Michigan, around 4 p.m. yesterday. The employee, who has worked for the Wolverines for years, was the executive assistant to the head football coach. the position that Mr. Moore held until he was fired for having an inappropriate relationship with a fellow staffer. They didn't name who the staffer was, but everybody done figured out that it's this woman by the name of, what's the lady name? Hold on. Her name is Shriver is her last name. Move damn ads in my damn way. Yes. Her name is Paige Shiver, okay? Or Shiver. So she done called 911. He done got arrested. She's claiming that, oh, he's attacking me. Oh my God. Come get him. He's been stalking me for months. Right? Now, they're saying it is unclear if the employee was the woman allegedly attacked, but everybody done identified this Paige Shiver being the woman. Later on in the audio, a report, now the Paige Shiver, she deleted all her social media accounts. She did. Later on in the audio, a report is made that the suspect's wife said that he is suicidal. I told you the man is white. I mean, the man got fired and he's suicidal. His wife, he has a wife. That's what I meant to say. The man has a wife. He's married. You should know Paige Shiver, white woman. His wife, white woman. Just put that on in case you wanted to know. Both of them white. Now, it gets better. Apparently, he's been cheating on his wife for months with the Paige Shiver lady. However, the Paige Shiver chick, who's his administrative assistant, is now claiming he's been stalking her, although the school did an investigation and found that this was a consensual relationship where he was cheating on his wife with the assistant. Even went as far as to almost double the assistant's salary. She was making, she started working there as his assistant in 2023. And for the 2023 and 2024 football seasons, she was only making $58,000. Come this year, her salary was up to $90,000. Oh, it gets, listen, I started going down this rabbit hole and I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. So now, he's in jail. They're saying that he's suicidal, right? Now, there was a false claim that said that that the woman had gotten married just days or a couple weeks before she started having an affair with Coach Moore, but they said that that's not true. What else did I find? They said the woman had to take down her social media because she has received death threats. They're also claiming that there's a white man. I forgot the white man's name, but he's a big time University of Michigan alum. And they said that there was this white man that he's the one who actually alerted University of Michigan athletics department and athletics director that there was a sexual relation going on between Coach Moore and his administrative assistant. And the school went and did the investigation. Come to find out, they've been bumping uglies for a while. However, again, it goes back even further. Coach Moore used to work for Jim Harbaugh when Jim Harbaugh was coach. Back in January of 2018, Coach Moore got not fired. He was hired by Jim Harbaugh as the Titans coach. Okay. In 2021, he got promoted to co-offensive coordinator and offensive lines coach. They're saying that it was shortly after that and just before he became the head coach of the Michigan team that's when the affair started. Now, some people are saying it's not the white man that snitched on Coach Moore. They're saying that it was the white woman that he was cheating with, this Paige Shiver chick that actually snitched on him, and that's how the investigation started. And she's claiming that he was stalking her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a whole situation. What else I found? I ain't got time to go into it because we way over. Um, it's a mess, y'all. But they're claiming that this was a months long. Well, Miss Shiver is claiming that this was a months long stalking situation from the coach with her. And she's saying that they were in a relationship, that the relationship ended. He didn't want the relationship to end. He started stalking her for months. She tried to break it off, but unfortunately she worked as his administrative assistant and he wouldn't take no for an answer. Told y'all this is a whole married man now. And they're saying that people are speculating that she went to the university about it. They're saying that it was initially an anonymous tip that came into the athletics department. That's where people put because they found tweets from that white man. I don't have the white man's name in front of me, but they had the tweets from the white man who's a booster that he tweeted out like a month or two ago that there was this inappropriate relationship going on between the assistant and Coach Moore. And they're saying he did the anonymous tip. Some people are saying that she did the anonymous tip because she was afraid because she was being stalked. But they said the anonymous tip came in last month in November. They said they asked members of the staff, of the coaching staff, and the coaching staff started to also corroborate the story and confirmed a lot of what was on the anonymous tip. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He went over that woman's house and tried to attack her, and yeah, it's a whole mess, y'all. A whole mess. Yeah, he doubled her salary, took it from 58,000 to 90,000. Did we say if you look at the two women, he has a type. Hold on. Let me see if I can get y'all the picture. See if I can get y'all a picture. Hold on. Hold your line. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Hold your line. Can y'all see that? That's the woman on the left is the wife. The white woman on the right is the girl, the administrative assistant. Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing, Jason. You bragging about it being 74 degrees when it's 39 degrees here. Child. It might have been the wife. That would be a great plot twist. This is a whole mess. I mean, I don't think any of us are surprised. There's going to be a lot more that comes out about this story. Now, there's been some uncorroborated uh, 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 um, reporting on what he was arrested for. I haven't seen any credible sources saying what the actual charges are that he was arrested for. We just have only thing we've heard is the 911 call. I'll keep you all posted. I'm very interested in this story, so I'm certainly that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing, Tracy. Aren't you still in Miami, Tracy? I'm over here dealing with 39 degrees. Anyway, um, your vice president wants y'all to know that he's a barb. That's an actual real tweet from your vice president who wants y'all to know that he's a barb. Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. Since the barbs are some of the worst people on the face of the planet, it makes sense that your vice president, JD Vance, would want you to know that he's officially a barb. I mean, the woman is MAGA, so um I don't know what you're talking about, Koale. Autism. What autism? I don't even think we mentioned autism today. I don't know what you talk about, Koale. Uh Nikki and JD. Cassandra said go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
So, oh, you in Honduras right now? Just gonna rub it in. She's still on the cruise, y'all. Letting us know it's 82 degrees in Honduras. We love you too. Anyway, Timbaland is going AI. He has officially dropped new music from Tata Taktumi, a pink-haired AI generated pop star he created entirely through artificial intelligence. Yeah. So he created an AI generated artist, and now he what? Y'all, this shit is getting out of hand and out of control. YouTube, Timbaland, I expect better from you. You are a revered producer, writer, music executive, and you are going down this road with this AI fuck shit. A mess. Just a damn mess. What are you gonna do, Timbaland, when they no longer need you to do production? When they say, "Oh, we could just let AI make beats for us. We could just let AI produce music for us." What do you? Because you're putting yourself out of a job, Timbaland. I just want you to know that you're putting yourself out of a job. Like I cannot. I cannot. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Idris Elba says he's quitting. Idris Elba, here's what he said. He said his goal is to eventually shift from acting to entirely directing. He said, quote, "I'm hoping that my fan base as an actor isn't mad at me. Eventually, I want to transfer to be a director fully." End of quote. He said he tired of y'all ogling over him and saying that he's so cute, even though he ain't that cute to me. But y'all over there fantasizing over him and stuff like that. He said he going behind the camera. He ain't gonna be over there having y'all looking at him and you know all of that shit. I mean, I guess Idris, I ain't really see it for you like that anyway. I mean, you're a good actor, but in terms of the look department, I mean, I'm okay with you going behind the screen. Behind the camera, because I ain't really see it for you like that anyway. So I'm just saying. Whatever you want to do, sir. It's whatever. Sir, go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
And then there's this. I'm gonna let y'all read that, because I cannot. I cannot. I don't have the words or energy. I don't have the energy. I I mm. Ugh. The fact that your son has to tell you that you all are never going to have sex tells me that probably what happens behind the scenes that we don't see is even worse than the fuck shit we see her doing on camera or in public. Because we all know this woman been waiting to get her back cracked, waiting to get her box beat in, waiting to get her womb plunged by her own fucking son. You're a nasty gutter snipe right up out the hood. Like I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I legitimately do not have the time or energy. I don't. I just don't. In our last story of the day, thank you, sweet 7 pound, 3 ounce baby Jesus. That's comedian Andy Dick if you need him. So apparently he had an overdose in Hollywood, according to reports. Uh-huh. They said that he was photographed slumped over a set of stairs outside a building in Hollywood with friends appearing to try to help him out. They said that the Los Angeles Fire Department had to be called in. Said he was having a whole ass overdose. They did say he was not transported to a hospital. Now TMZ said they spoke with him and he told them that he was, quote, alive and okay, end of quote, but he didn't share any other details. They're also saying that reporting saying that he's alive because I think he said because he's doing crack and not fentanyl. Let me make sure I got that right. I think he's saying that what helped keep him alive was the fact that he smokes crack instead of fentanyl. I just telling y'all what the man said. They said Narcan doesn't work on crack. Mm-hmm. I ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? I ain't got a fuck thing to do with it. I thought he was dead and gone too, Spicy Original. I really did. He been a shitty person. Figuratively and literally. Not crack wins again. Crack is whack. Not that y'all say crack wins again, Lord. Lord. God be with that man. God be with him. Listen, y'all. That's the dossier for today. Y'all know what comes next, right? Tomorrow's Friday. Y'all know what's coming next, right? Y'all know what I'm about to say next, right? Going out of town. This should be my last trip before my birthday. So this should be my last trip of the year. I'm putting up my quotation fingers. This should be my last trip of the year. This should be my last trip of the year. Should. I'll be back on Sunday. If I have enough time, I'll do a silly Sunday instead of a silly Saturday. If I have enough time. But I got to get y'all over to Really B, okay? She's already live. Really B should be reporting on the Michigan football coach as well. So go lay around for her commentary on that. It should, Tracy W. Feel free to donate the platform. There's the QR code if you need it. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to get y'all over to Really B. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Got to get y'all over to Really B. See what her commentary is on the Michigan coach. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time.